I was there, the day Horus slew the Emperor. In the 203rd year of the Great Crusade, these words were a joke, a delicious conceit shared by Captain Garviel Loken to make his brothers laugh. In a time of rationalism and light, the idea of a true betrayal was an impossibility, a ghost story for a galaxy that no longer believed in ghosts. But looking back from the ashes of the 41st millennium, we realized the truth. It wasn't a joke. It was a blueprint. The lunar wolves didn't find a monster here. They found a mirror, a fragment of old humanity that called their world Terra, and their leader the Emperor. To the War Master's fleet, this was a tragic delusion, a minor dispute to be settled with a handshake. They sent Hastur Sejanus, the gold standard of the Legion, the man who could talk a world into compliance without drawing a blade. Sejanus went in peace. He was returned in pieces, murdered in the Pretender's throne room by warriors they called the Invisibles. In that moment, the delicious conceit died. The joke was over. Consider the silence of the War Master in the minutes following Sejanus's death. History hinges on these quiet seconds. If Horus had chosen diplomacy once more, if he had mourned instead of rage, the galaxy might still be whole. But Horus Lupercal did not mourn. He ordered the spear tip. Abaddon, Torgadon, Aximand, Loken. The four humors of the Legion descending like falling stars. Their target was the High City, a place of silver and frescoes that mirrored the real Terra so closely it felt like a dream. Loken and the 10th Company breached the palace, but they weren't fighting men. They were fighting invisibles. Glitches in the air, distortion fields that turned the hallways into a slaughterhouse of shadows. Loken didn't use his eyes. He used his instinct. He hacked at the empty air until the silver walls were repainted in the gore of the hidden. He felt a deep, academic pity for them. They were fighting for a false emperor. He was fighting for the true one. He didn't realize that in this palace of mirrors, truth was the first casualty, the final breach. Loken reached the inner sanctum. He found a man, a terrified, elderly pretender, clinging to a throne that looked too much like the one on Earth. Then, the room changed. Horus Lupercal entered. He was the sun itself, encased in white plate. He didn't just walk. He dominated the very atoms of the room. With a single casual shot from his storm bolter, the last of the Invisibles evaporated. The Pretender died as all false gods do, screaming and alone. Horus looked at Loken, the blood of the Invisibles still steaming on the captain's plate, and offered a hand. "Not so formal, please, Captain," he said, a god speaking to a man. At that moment, Loken would have burned the galaxy for him. The war lasted hours. The record-keeping would last centuries. Behind the warriors came the remembrancers. Masadi Olitun, documenting the glory, Ignes Carcassy, the poet, drinking to forget the smell of the dead. They were there to record the great truth. They didn't know they were actually there to witness the start of the great lie. Loken's joke, "I was there the day Horus slew the Emperor," is the most important sentence in the history of the Imperium. Not because it was funny, but because it proved that the unthinkable could be said. And once a thing can be said, it can be done. The 63rd expedition moves on. Their next stop is a moon in the Davin system. A minor dispute, they say. We know better. The brightest star is still rising, but the higher it goes, the longer the shadow it casts.